A healthy cat can collapse and die within 48 hours of the first symptom appearing in winter. And most owners never see it coming. 3 days ago, a cat owner just like you rushed into an emergency vet clinic holding their lifeless cat. The vet asked, "When did the symptoms start?" The owner, sobbing, said, "I thought she was just tired from the cold. I didn't know. I didn't know." By the time they noticed something was seriously wrong, it was already too late. That cat's name was Luna, and she died from something that could have been prevented if her owner had recognized just one warning sign. And here's what's keeping me up at night: Luna's story isn't unique. It's happening right now, in homes just like yours, to cats that seem perfectly healthy. The disease that killed Luna? I'll reveal it in a few minutes. But first, you need to understand the 4 other silent killers that are claiming cats this winter. Because the symptoms you're ignoring today could be the reason you're crying tomorrow. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Why winter is so dangerous. Let me tell you something most cat owners don't know. When winter arrives, your cat's body goes through invisible changes. Their immune system weakens. Their organs work harder. And deadly diseases that stay dormant in warmer months suddenly become active. But cats won't tell you they're sick. They won't meow for help. They won't show obvious pain. Instead, they'll hide under the bed, sleep a little longer, eat a little less. And you'll think, oh, they're just being lazy because it's cold. But inside their body, something dangerous is already spreading. By the time you notice something's really wrong, it's often too late. That's why vets are begging cat owners to pay attention right now. Because these diseases don't give second chances. Your cat is depending on you to notice what they can't tell you. And in winter, those subtle changes you're ignoring could be the early signs of something deadly. Disease 1, feline upper respiratory infections. You might think, it's just a cold, right? Wrong. What starts as sneezing and watery eyes can turn into pneumonia within days, especially in kittens, senior cats, or cats with weak immune systems. Here's what happens: the virus attacks their airways. They stop eating because they can't smell their food. Dehydration sets in. Their organs start shutting down. And because cats hide their symptoms, you won't realize how bad it is until they stop moving. Early signs to watch for include sneezing or coughing that lasts more than 2 days, discharge from eyes or nose, loss of appetite, and lethargy or hiding more than usual. If you see these signs, don't wait. Get to a vet immediately. Because what looks like just a cold can become a death sentence faster than you think. Vets see this every winter. Owners bring in cats they thought just had the sniffles, only to find out their cat is in respiratory distress and needs oxygen to survive. Don't let your cat become another statistic. Disease 2, feline panleukopenia cat flu. This one is absolutely brutal. It's highly contagious. It attacks the immune system. And it kills up to 90% of untreated cats within 5 days. You heard that right. 5 days from the first symptom to death. Winter makes it worse because cats stay indoors more, sharing litter boxes, bowls, and spaces where the virus spreads like wildfire. Symptoms include sudden vomiting and diarrhea, extreme lethargy, refusal to eat or drink, and fever followed by abnormally low body temperature. If your cat shows any of these signs, this is a life or death emergency. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. The virus destroys their white blood cells, leaving them defenseless against infections. Their intestines become damaged, causing severe dehydration. And their body temperature drops so low that their organs start failing. The good news? Vaccination prevents this. But if your cat isn't vaccinated and shows these symptoms, every second counts. This is one disease where waiting even a few hours can mean the difference between saving your cat and losing them forever. Disease 3, hypothermia and frostbite. Now let's talk about something people forget: outdoor and semi-outdoor cats. Hypothermia and frostbite don't just happen to stray cats. They happen to your cat if they slip outside, get lost, or spend too long in an unheated garage or shed. Cats can't regulate their body temperature like we think they can. When their core temperature drops, their organs start failing. Blood flow to their paws, ears, and tail decreases. Tissue dies. And here's the scary part, by the time you find them, the damage is already done. Warning signs include shivering or feeling cold to the touch, pale or blue gums, stumbling or weak movements, and frostbitten ears or paws that look discolored or swollen. If this happens, wrap them in warm blankets and get to an emergency vet immediately. Do not use direct heat like a heating pad because it can cause more damage by warming them too quickly. Even indoor cats are at risk if your heating fails or they're near drafty windows. I've heard stories of cats getting trapped in garages overnight when temperatures dropped below freezing. By morning, they couldn't walk because of frostbite in their paws. Some lost parts of their ears or tail. Others didn't survive. Don't assume your cat is safe just because they're usually indoors. One open door, one moment of curiosity, and they could be in danger. Disease 4, Antifreeze poisoning. Here's one that kills fast and quietly, antifreeze poisoning. Winter means antifreeze is everywhere. Driveways. Garages. Puddles on the street. And cats are attracted to it because it tastes sweet. Just a few licks can cause kidney failure and death within 24 to 72 hours. Early symptoms are easy to miss. Your cat might act drunk or wobbly, start vomiting, show increased thirst, or have seizures in later stages. Most owners think their cat just ate something bad. But by the time they realize it's antifreeze, the kidneys are already shutting down. If you even suspect your cat licked antifreeze, don't wait for symptoms. Rush to the vet immediately. Minutes matter. This is one of the fastest killers on this list, and one of the most preventable. The chemical in antifreeze, ethylene glycol, forms crystals in the kidneys that destroy them from the inside. Once the damage starts, it's almost impossible to reverse. Keep antifreeze locked away. Clean up spills immediately. Check your car for leaks. And if you live in a cold area, consider using pet-safe antifreeze alternatives. Because losing your cat to something this preventable is heartbreaking. Disease 5, Chronic kidney disease worsening. Many cats already have early kidney disease and don't show symptoms in warm weather. But when winter hits, dehydration becomes a huge problem. Cats naturally drink less in cold weather. Their kidneys work harder. And suddenly, a manageable condition becomes critical. Signs your cat's kidneys are failing include drinking excessively or not at all, urinating more or less than normal, weight loss, bad breath, and vomiting. If your cat is over 7 years old, winter is the time to get blood work done. Because kidney disease is a silent killer that sneaks up when you least expect it. Early detection saves lives. Waiting until they collapse? That's often too late. The scary thing about kidney disease is that by the time your cat shows obvious symptoms, 75% of their kidney function is already gone. They've been suffering in silence for months, maybe years. Winter just pushes them over the edge. But if you catch it early through regular blood tests, you can manage it with special diets, medications, and subcutaneous fluids. Your cat can live for years with proper care. But only if you act before it's too late. The deadliest, cardiomyopathy and heart failure. And now, the one vets fear the most, feline hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or heart disease. This is the #1 cause of sudden death in cats. And winter makes it worse. Cold weather puts extra strain on the heart. Blood thickens. Oxygen demand increases. And cats with undiagnosed heart disease can collapse without warning. Here's what breaks vets' hearts. Most cats show no symptoms until the very end. They seem perfectly healthy one moment, and the next, they're struggling to breathe or their back legs are paralyzed. But if you know what to look for, you might catch it in time. Watch for rapid or labored breathing even at rest, open-mouth breathing which is never normal in cats, sudden weakness or paralysis in back legs, blue-tinged gums, and extreme hiding and lethargy. If you see any of these, this is a critical emergency. Cats can go from seems fine to collapsed on the floor in less than an hour. And once heart failure starts, every minute without treatment reduces their chance of survival. This is why vets are crying. Because they see too many loving owners walk in too late, holding a cat they didn't know was dying inside. The worst part? A simple ultrasound could have detected the heart disease years earlier. Treatment could have been started. Lives could have been saved. But because cats hide it so well, and because owners don't think to check, these cats die suddenly and without warning. What you must do now. So what do you do? First, watch your cat every single day. Notice if they're eating less, drinking more or less, sleeping in unusual places, moving slower, or breathing differently. These tiny changes are your cat's way of telling you something's wrong. Second, keep them warm. Make sure they have cozy spots away from drafts, and never let them stay outside for extended periods. Third, schedule a vet checkup now. Don't wait for symptoms. Blood work and a heart check can catch silent killers early, especially if your cat is over 7 years old. Fourth, keep antifreeze, de-icers, and toxic chemicals locked away where your cat can never access them. And fifth, trust your gut. If something feels off, don't talk yourself out of it. Go to the vet. Because here's the truth, you know your cat better than anyone. And that tiny voice in your head saying something's wrong? Listen to it. That instinct has saved countless lives. Don't ignore it because you're worried about overreacting or wasting money. Your cat's life is worth more than a vet visit that turns out to be nothing. Vets are crying because they see preventable deaths every single winter. Cats that could have been saved if their owner had acted 24 hours earlier. Don't let your cat become one of those stories. Winter is beautiful, but for cats, it's dangerous. And the difference between life and death isn't luck. It's awareness. It's action. It's you paying attention. So please, share this video with every cat owner you know. Because the life you save might not be your own cat. It might be your friends, your neighbors, a stranger's. But it matters. Every single life matters. Stay warm. Stay vigilant. And keep your cat safe. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button so you never miss life-saving information like this. And drop a comment below, how's your cat doing this winter? Let's keep our cats safe. Together.